All right. Good afternoon here, and welcome to this edition of the MSP Success webinar series. I'm Jeff Johnson, president of MSP Success Magazine, and thrilled to have on again one of our great partners here at MSP Success. We've got the folks from Answer Connect, and really talking about something that for MSPs is really important. And I think so many underestimate the impact of what this does from your lead generation. And I'll tell a quick story about this is that we've got in our digital marketing services, and Rita, I haven't even told you this story here, but in our digital marketing services, we have one of our members, he's up in the New England area. He added, I believe it was 31 new clients last year from Google AdWords and Google AdWords and Bing. And what happens when someone is looking on Google is that they have a need right now for IT services. So they don't fill out a web form a lot of times. We actually find that about 80% of them will look for the phone number and pick it up and make that phone call out to you. Well, he added this particular member, he's one of our Producers Club members. He's been doing this for a while, added 31 clients, is thrilled with our pay-per-click advertising services. On the other side of it, we have others that says, I don't really get that many calls on it. They get the same number of clicks. They get the same quality of clicks that are getting, but they're not closing the business. That's how important it is of that difference. It can be the difference of, it's not just one call. It can be the difference in that case of 31 new customers. And you start to do the addition and multiplication on what that looks like for your MSP business versus on the other side of where someone that's adding 3 customers and not happy and thinking, you know what, I'm going to stop my ad spend on this because this isn't working. 28 new customers is very easily, in some of the cases, the difference of what that looks like there for someone that's successful and not. One of the biggest things on it is that they're answering their phone live. And I know you've got a lot more. There was just kind of that little bit, we were talking about it here in the office just yesterday around that. And I think it's completely relevant of looking at it. And whether you're doing AdWords or you're doing any type of marketing in your business or not marketing at all, and your company's out there on the web and you rely just on referrals, very easily it is to miss out on that business because of that. And so I'm going to turn it over, Rita, to you and Jacqueline here. I know you've got a ton of great information as normal with this. I'm going to be here throughout for any questions. So if you do have any questions, then make sure to put that in the Q&A. If you, just like Larry and Barbara and others have been doing, if you just have some quick comments, then just go ahead and pop those into the chat as well, and we'll be here throughout. We're going to make this interactive as we're going along here, and so we've got questions and other things to keep you on your toes. So be watching for that.
Thanks, Jeff. I always love your introductions. You have so much great information. So super pleased that you always do that and share that with us. A lot of what you were just talking about is exactly some of the things that Jack and I are going to cover here. So we'll kind of get right to it. Again, my name is Rita. I've met some of you at many events and some of you I haven't. Jacqueline and I are colleagues at Answer Connect, and I'll let her do her introduction so you can hear her.
Actually, I'm seeing some familiar names, so some of you might recognize me. My name is Jacqueline Pickering. I've seen some of you at the events more often. I am sort of on the back end, giving you guys calls and email follow-ups just to sort of stay on your radar. So appreciate everybody being here.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for tuning in. So we're talking about dialing up success, the crucial role of communication in MSP growth. And we're going to start off with a quick poll. Jack?
Yeah, absolutely. So Jeff is going to be releasing just a quick poll. We want to hear from you. When you contact a company, how quickly do you expect them to get back to you? We have a couple options here. If you guys can just put in your information. I'll speak for myself as a consumer as well. If I'm reaching out to a company, I expect a pretty quick turnaround time. I'm trying to give you my money. Take it.
Exactly, exactly. I don't understand why they wouldn't want to do that. I don't know if you can see this, Jacqueline. It does say when you here in the poll within 1 hour, within 2 to 4 hours, within 4 to 12 hours, within 24 hours, within 48 hours. Not to sway anybody's vote, but mine would be within 1 hour. I can't
Likewise.
even, I mean, I can't even imagine just waiting all that time, but I'll let
And I
everybody.
think and I think we've got most of them. So I'll end the poll here in just a second. But hey,
Beautiful.
Rita, just real quick, I want to make sure if you're sharing slides. I think we had done some testing on it. Right now, you're not sharing them.
Yeah.
Oh, how beautiful. You're not seeing any of this?
Not yet,
No.
but just go ahead and share your screen because I know we tested having me share my screen.
Okay, well,
So you'll just need to reshare. There you go.
okay.
All right, I'm going to end
There
the
we go.
poll, and what you can see, and I'm going to share the results out with everyone here, is that what I'm seeing here is that 70% of you expect within 4 hours. Here, 43% within 1 hour.
Thank goodness. Not trying to call anybody out, but I could never wait that much time to get an answer from somebody that I'm trying to give my money to for business. But we're going to go through all of that here shortly.
Actually, bring us right into the next slide. 46% of customers expect a response within 4 hours. So, of course, when we were prepping for this presentation, we talked about this a lot. It's important to pick up those calls and respond to them. Think about, I think, Jeff, you had touched on this right when we came in, when you're Googling for a service, how many companies come up? Right now, if you're in front of a computer, just Google IT services near you. And what do you see?
Yeah, I mean, what are you looking at? You're looking at companies that are potential, customers, and they're going to look for a different company if you don't pick up their call. You all are consumers for, different things, and we really love instant gratification. This is just the world that we live in anymore. So you hear me talk about that a lot at events. You hear me talk about that on webinars. You'll hear me talk about that on phone calls. But when you're not picking up that call, that really is just business that you are handing over to your competitors that you're trying, so hard to beat out, so to speak. So it's not the best look for you. And that's a big number, 46%. You're looking at almost half of your customers that are looking for a response within 4 hours. So that's a pretty large number that, the expectations are high to be able to speak with you.
Hey, Rita, I'll jump in. I know you got another poll right here, and I'm going to go ahead and launch the poll here.
Oh, okay.
Just so everyone can start seeing that. But I'll add something to that. And Charles had on here had said it really depends on who you're calling and why. And I think that really underscores for IT support, managed service providers, whatever your flavor of what you call, is that if someone's needing computer support, and I put an extra P in there by accident, how long do you think they would like to wait for a callback? Which is more relevant with it. And so that's one of those of where if something's going on with my computer right now and I can't work there, whether that's someone that is a lead or a customer, that's one of the biggest things. That's a pet peeve of where if you're sitting there and you know that your computer's rebooting or you can't get into Office or you need a password reset or whatever it is, and you're just having to sit around waiting for someone to call you back. That's where it's really that time shrinks by a lot. It's maybe not even the 1 hour. 1 hour seems like an eternity if you're just sitting around and you can't get into your computer.
Absolutely. And just to kind of piggyback on that, I understand. You've got a client that's trying to get information, their computer's down, they need this taken care of, or a client calling in. So either way, you could lose business. If that client that you have can't get an answer from you, don't think that they're not going to try and find somebody else to take care of them and use their service. So they may be loyal to you to a certain degree. It's much like anything. Until I can't get what I want, I'm probably going to move on. So, I think that's, it's really a fine line, if you will, of what happens there. Do we have any?
Well, this is an interesting one in this poll that you've got up right here about if a company doesn't answer your call, how likely are they to try calling again later? And we've got a good percentage of everyone that's replied on it here. Go ahead and I'll shut it down here in a minute if you haven't already. But it's 90% of everyone is in the I might try calling again, or I'm unlikely, or I won't call back. And so only 10%. And I know it's always situational dependent. Is that
Of
if it's
course.
that one company, and you've probably all been in that case, if you're the one company that can do something, then you're going to get the call back probably if they really need your service. But if they've got options to go to, they're unlikely, highly unlikely to be able to call back. And in our case here, it's now up to 91%. Most likely are not going to call again. And 14% of you are saying that you won't call back. If you get someone doesn't answer your call, you're not going to call them back. Not even you most likely won't, but you won't call them back there. So I'm going to share that out here with everyone of what the
Yeah.
results are, so you can see that.
I'm of that 14%. If it is new potential business for me, I'm not going to be calling back. If it's somebody that I am working with, I might call back. But if I'm already working with you, I expect for you to reach back out. I think a lot of consumers feel that way.
Yeah, I agree with that. And it is situational. I also agree with that, Jeff. Yeah, that's a pretty big number. I might try calling again. I mean, again, if there's no other resource, if there's not anybody else or nobody else is answering their phone, of course, they might try calling again. But more than likely, somebody's going to move on. And that's just business, that you are giving to your competitor, leaving on the money that you're leaving on the table, so to speak.
And when you're looking at it from an existing customer, they're likely going to be in that they're going to try calling again.
Yes.
If you're consistent with this, that you're not getting the call back on that, or it's taking too long and they're having to call you back, that's one of the biggest times that over years of this, that's one of the biggest times that someone just finally gets fed up and says, you know what, I need someone else, because they won't call me back. And so it's
Sure.
not just for new people calling in, it's also, your customers will call you back. Just expect for them to be more irritated the second time that they're calling than it is the first time that they called when they were expecting to get help.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we all know, I mean, we can't be available 24/7 most of the time. So I think that that's just a really critical part of your business. I know it's something that you all teach all the time. Robin Robbins talks about pick up your phone, answer your phone. And I know that she feels very strongly about that, much like we do.
For sure. Brings us over to 85% of missed callers will not call back. And that's a pretty big number when you think about the business lost just by missed calls. So it would be interesting to know how many of you are checking your metrics to know this number. We see this all the time. On our consults, we're asking how many calls are you missing per week or per day? Of course, we recognize that that can fluctuate, but it is a little shocking how many people don't actually have that estimate. So where are these 85% of missed calls going?
To the competition. Definitely. That's
Yeah.
where they're going, to the competition. And that is a big number. I mean, 85% of people that won't call back, we're probably part of that 85%. Most of you out there are probably part of that. So again, we understand it can be situational. These can be current clients of yours or new clients, but either way, you risk losing money from not taking that call, as we've talked about. They can move on to somebody else. It's been great dealing with you, Jeff. I love you. I love everything about you, but if I can't get through to you when I need help, I've just got to find somebody who can help me when I need them. So it sounds dramatic, but it really is real life that happens.
Yeah, instant gratification. We're in the age of Amazon. It doesn't just have to be phone calls either. It could be, chat, lead inquiries through your social media, your sales funnels. How quickly are you getting back to these people? Ideally, it is instant, and this is where Answer Connect can really shine. When customers expect an instant response or that immediate touchback, we really have to be thinking about what tools and resources we have in place to be able to do that when we have a million other tasks and projects going on.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that most people are looking for quick answers, when they're reaching out to a business, right? I mean, if you just even think about Uber or Netflix or Amazon or all the things that you can have right now, this is just the life, the world that we live in anymore. It is instant gratification. So we want what we want when we want it. And so, how quickly are you getting back to those calls that you can't answer, that you're missing, that you're part of that 85% of missed calls? Are you even getting back to them? Or is your team just busy? Are you the team? I mean, you could be the team, right? And, if you're not following up, again, those people are probably going to move on to someone else that will answer their calls or their questions. So what do? We answer when they call. And this is kind of going back to what we've been talking about as far as really more existing clients, right? 61% say it's common for callers to wait over 5 minutes before getting a response. I just want to know who are those 61%? I just don't think I could ever wait 5 minutes for anybody to answer a call or just get me any kind of response to anything. And of course, it says here 65% of those hang up if their call isn't answered within 5 minutes. I mean, I would love to just challenge you, not maybe right now, but when you have 5 minutes, to just put your timer on and just sit in silence
Mm,
and see what that feels
horrible.
like. It is the worst feeling. I probably think most of you couldn't get past a minute, if even that. It is a long, long time, and nobody wants to listen to your music, for those 5 minutes and wonder if anybody's going to answer. And even worse, right? When they do come through, it's a voicemail or saying that somebody will have to get back to them or the music repeats.
Mhm.
So this is what we're here for. Answer when they call. This is what we help you with.
Agreed, agreed. It brings me to, think of the times you've called your cable company or your internet provider, even the doctor's office, and you have to wait on hold. Again, nobody wants to hear that hold music. Maybe you reach an IVR, or some of you may call it an auto attendant. Press 1 for sales, 2 for service. It's just really not an ideal client experience.
It isn't. And the whole point is to have a great experience for everybody. Thanks
Mhm.
for that, Jack.
For sure, for sure. So the true cost of a missed call. So how much do you spend on marketing? Do you know your cost per lead? What about your cost per customer? And these missed calls, they might not just be missed leads, but your big client. I tell this story a lot. We had a catering company sign with us. They had called in and it was a same day close. They were pretty adamant about getting something in place because that week they had just missed a call that cost them a $10,000 contract. So again, asking yourselves, everybody here is seeking to grow your business. You invest in learning how to market. You're investing in marketing in general. We know online AdWords are not cheap. So how are you breaking down
Yeah.
your cost per acquisition? Because every missed call could be that cost.
Yeah, and I would think that probably with TMT, when you're going through all of your classes, you probably have an analysis of what those numbers are. So, investing in a great service, Answer Connect, to answer those calls quickly and efficiently really could be the difference between winning or losing that big client. And also, I think Jack just had this happen to her. I just remember this. I think it was yesterday that somebody was reaching out for an answering service and they got a voicemail. I don't know why I find that funny, but
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, he signed up for service, another answering service, and he called back for the onboarding, and he got a voicemail.
That's embarrassing. Anyway, I just thought that was funny. I just remembered that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so again, we talk a lot about the missed calls and what it cost you. I don't think we need to tell any of you that. You all are business people, so I'm sure you're very well aware of what it's costing you. So we're here to help with that. So we just talked about this. Every missed call could be a lost customer. MSPs lose up to 1.2 million in annual revenue by missing 25% of inbound phone calls. So if you've been on any of our webinars, you've heard this stat. We talk about it a lot because that's a really big number. And that's just missing 25% of the calls. Imagine if you're missing more calls than that. And I mean, don't take it from us. This is Arlington Research. It's not Answer Connect that's done that research. It's actually from Arlington Research. So these are legitimate numbers. And I also feel like, why are you giving your money away to everybody else? I feel like all of you are great entrepreneurs, great business people, and I would imagine you would want to keep that money.
So true. And again, it comes back to that communication. If your potential customers can't reach you, then they'll gladly spend their money elsewhere. And the world of business growth and sales has changed. We're sort of past the age of cold calling. So a lot less chasing, let them come to you, but you got to be prepared to catch those when they come in.
Oh, I love that. Catch them. Catch them when you can.
All right. So, first impression. So, you have 7 seconds to make a great first impression. Are you answering with a smile? Are you speaking clearly and establishing rapport? How are you making your callers feel? So, I'm actually going to go a little off of the beaten path here. If anybody's ever gone through a drive-through and the person you're speaking with is not interested, or they're in a rush, or maybe they're a little rude, this is a huge pet peeve of mine. That's why I bring it up. I'm always of the mind that if this is your first interaction that you're having with a business, you should be going above and beyond to make them want to come back. So, how are you building yourself up?
I love that. I love that that's off the beaten path and you just get annoyed at your drive-throughs.
I
But
love food.
so I was at the recent RIW where they were listening to calls, um, which I thought was so interesting. So they have kind of the secret callers that they dial out to the businesses and just kind of see, are you answering the phone? Is it going to voicemail? Are they setting appointments for you? All the things really that can make you money at the end of it. And it was really for me, it was very eye-opening. I'm sure maybe some of you have already been through it and you get it and understand it and have seen it. But I thought that was such a great drill, if you will, to see how, or maybe a wake-up call for many people that really are saying, this is embarrassing. I mean, it went to voicemail, or the person who answered the phone didn't know what to say or didn't have a script to really follow. And listen, we're not really condemning that part of it. I understand many of you have a team of your IT people maybe that are answering the calls. They're not bad people. They just aren't meant to answer a phone. They've got, their specialty is in something very, very different. So we don't want to really put that down, but this is where we can come in to help you with that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Also to note, part of that experiment, I believe one of the attendees had their call graded with an A, and it was actually Answer Connect who had taken that call.
Yes, and I'm sure, well, I don't know if he's here, and I don't think he would mind, but it was my tech. His name is Aaron, and he was so happy. He came out to my table to tell me that they had gotten an A, I think an A plus actually. That the call was taken quickly, all the questions were asked, and appointment was set. So I thought that was pretty nice. I was very proud that he was using our service, and that we definitely pulled through and did what we said we do. I love it. Thanks, Aaron, if you're here. So, capture the right information. This is where we're going to kind of get into a little bit more of the meat of what we do. It's important to build rapport, but also crucial that your receptionists know how to gather the information, or the right information, from your callers. And it's nice to recognize returning callers. We've got a great system where our agents can see if it's somebody that's called in before. So your maybe regular clients are calling in, Jeff calls in, they can see that right away. Am I speaking to Jeff Johnson? Jeff is thrilled because they've said his name. Everybody loves to hear their name. So they can say, are you calling from 555-1212? Yes. So perfect. We don't have to gather that information. So they kind of like that. And also in that script, we can get their call to the right place, meaning if it needs to go to somebody, in the IT department, or it's sales call. They can get the call where it needs to go to. We can transfer hot leads to you in real time. So it's just, listen, this script is all about you. It can be a very simple script, a name, a phone number, and get a message over to you. Maybe that's all you want. That's great. We follow a lot of what Robin's team has in scripting, so we can also offer that as well. But at the end of the day, this is about your business and how you want us to take the calls for you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And it goes back to sort of what you were saying earlier. Answering phone calls, that's our specialty. So you have internal team members, they have other tasks, they have other projects. Maybe they're just unfamiliar or out of practice with handling calls. So we handle this specialty side. You guys have your own skills that you're sort of navigating through yourselves.
I love that.
And let's see, keeping your business human, that's a big one here at Answer Connect. 78% of customers prefer to speak to a real person over AI or a bot. And again, we covered this a little bit already when we were talking about those auto attendants. It can be really frustrating. And even though, AI has started to really be a better tool than something like an auto attendant, it's just not the same as a real person.
Oh, I agree. I love real people. I mean, I truly love real people. Anytime you get a human answering the phone, you got to love it. No matter what you're doing, no matter what you're calling for, you've just got to be so relieved when it's a human and not an auto attendant or the AI. And listen, AI, it's a tool. We would never put anything down for that. We're a technology company as well. So we love technology, we embrace it, but AI is a tool to help you with things. It's not really meant, in my opinion, to answer your phones. So the power of connection. Every interaction is a chance to connect, which, as you can tell, I love to connect with people. AI solutions or voicemail can't be empathetic or make your callers feel heard. We all know that. How is that even possible? And real people enhance your customer experience. Of course they do, because they know what the person is talking about. They know if the person is upset. They know if the person is happy or joyful, whatever's happening. So you can't get that from a bot or from AI or obviously from an auto attendant.
Yeah, I mean, no matter how far technology advances, we cannot discount the human touch and that human connection piece.
Agreed.
Agreed.
So some quick facts about our company, in case you were wondering. We've been around since 2002, so we've been around for a minute. And we have thousands of businesses that we work with across all industries. And we have 1,500 plus employees that we have employed with us. And we were voted by Forbes as the best overall answering service in 2024 and 2023. Not sure why we don't have that on the slide, but I feel like that's really important. This isn't something that you can buy. This is something that Forbes discovers all on their own, as I'm sure many of you know. So we're really excited about that and we're proud of it. We're human. So your callers always get a friendly response from a real person taking the calls. We have an amazing answer rate at about 99.7%. We can capture that call between the second and fourth ring. I mean, that's pretty awesome. There's not this long ring time that people are wondering, if anybody's there. Reliable. Your callers never reach a voicemail, so we're there 24/7 and we're versatile. So we can integrate seamlessly with your favorite tools and apps, and we'll go through that a little bit more later in this webinar.
Thanks,
Anything that you
Rita.
want to add to that?
No,
Okay.
appreciate it.
Of course.
And sort of with something like this, with a tool like this, we can talk about costs. We've talked about marketing costs. Here, the average salary of an in-house receptionist is $38,865 annually. And that does not take into account not having that coverage after hours or weekends, right? We're talking about a normal 40-hour work week, the paid time off, the sick leave, healthcare, other benefits. For a service like this versus having someone in-house, you really can't beat it. It's definitely a tool for all levels of business, whether you are just a startup or somebody who's been in business for 20 years with a huge call volume. Somebody has to be there to take your calls, and I think we're able to do that at a pretty fair rate.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're not trying to take jobs away from anyone. That's not what we're here for. But the person that's taking the calls could be doing, other things and that might be more productive for your business, or you could be that person taking the call. So, you've got a lot of things you have to do. You've got a lot of things on your plate. You've got a business you're trying to grow. You're trying to take care of your clients. So we can do that for you. And in Jack's famous words, good leaders delegate. I love that. I love to use that all day, every day.
Thanks.
Yeah.
All right. So the power of an answering service. So 24/7 professional support every day of the year. That includes your holidays. That includes the middle of the night. Again, we just talked about costs of having somebody in-house versus having a service where you have that 24/7 coverage, but maybe you only get 2 calls a day or 1 call a day for 5 minutes. There's a huge cost difference. So this is something that is a tool that's pretty cost effective when you're really thinking about budget.
Yeah, I love that. And again, 24/7, nights, weekends, holidays, nobody has to schedule with us. You're just going to forward the lines to us. So it's pretty easy peasy. Oh,
Yeah, Rita,
that's
tell
what
us
we're going
how
to
it
talk about.
works.
Whoops. Went ahead of myself there. Sorry about that. So the way that it works, we talk to you. You tell us about your MSP, a little bit about your business, what your goals are, what you're trying to achieve, the calls that you're missing, the calls that you don't want to miss. It's really very simple. You sign up with us. We give you a phone number. You forward your lines to that number whenever you want us to take the calls. We work with you on custom scripting. We talked about that a little bit earlier. So however it is that you want us to take that call. And then you get instant notifications. So everything happens in real time, meaning when our agents disconnect from a call, your caller, you get that message. You get it through text, you get it through email, you'll get it through a mobile app that Jack's going to show you in a moment. So everything comes to you quickly and efficiently for you to do, catch all of those calls. It's really very simple to work with.
Yeah, yeah. And when we talk about scripts, I know some of you haven't seen them. Sometimes it's a little bit easier when you can see them, but ultimately what we're looking for is for you to let us know, A, the types of calls that you're receiving, and then B, based on the nature of that call, what we should be doing from there. And it can be as simple as just a capture of information, but it can certainly be more robust where we're submitting a support ticket or we're escalating that to someone on call if it's an after hours critical priority type of call. And like Rita said, when we're sending messages over, that's a custom distribution list where we're going to be sending an email or text over to you, maybe both. But we also have some additional tools that come complementary with the service just to help ease the transition, keep everything still streamlined. So we offer a client dashboard and a mobile application as well. That dashboard allows you to either have member or admin access. Member access is going to allow anybody who's on there to be able to see your contacts, all of your messages as they come in, newest first. But they also have the usage reports and your billing. Our services are scalable, so you're never locked into anything specific. If you have those months where you have a little bit higher call volume, you can always move up. If it's a slower time for you, or if you're just starting out, you can always move down as well. So those are really great tools to have. Something else I'd like to highlight with the mobile application really looks more like a pocket CRM, if you will, or an on-the-go office. When we send messages over to you, you'll get that notification to your phone. You're able to review all of the information that you've had us collect on that call. Especially helpful after hours if you're wanting to call someone back or even text text someone, you can do that right from the application. It's a simple click on the telephone number that we've captured. For the sake of confidentiality, it also allows you to shield your personal line, so it can come from a business line. And lastly, it allows you to communicate with your own team members. If somebody has a message and they've already taken care of it, they can make a note there so that, you know, your other partner is able to see that that's been handled and it's taken care of.
I love that. Pocket CRM.
Yeah.
I know you just made that up and I love it. She made it up on the fly. I love it. Beautiful, but it is a great app. It comes with any plan that you're on. We don't charge you anything additional for it. So great information, Jack. Thank you. So how we work with your systems, we connect with thousands of CRMs and apps. I know that many of you use Keep, integrate with Keep, and we can certainly work with you on that. Whenever we take a call or a message, it appears directly in that chosen software. So what this means for you is you get time to focus on other tasks, you banish that repetitive data entry, and you avoid duplicate data. So it really is a one-way push of information. We don't log into any systems. We don't get any type of credentials from anybody. So our team will work with you during that onboarding and just figure out what fields or what information you need. And then they do that one-way push. It goes into your CRM without you having to fill out anything. So it's really a nice service that we offer. Again, it's part of any plan that you're on. And again, it's very simple. I know many times we'll talk to clients who they really, and I get it, like it's your business, right? So you are nervous about kind of handing that over, but you know, we do thousands of these, thousands. So it really is pretty simple. And we have an amazing onboarding team that helps you with that to make you feel comfortable. Anything you wanted to add on that, Jack?
I think for the CRM portion, the integration portion, I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with Zapier. So ultimately, what you're going to do is you're going to let us know what software you're using. You let us know what should be created, whether it is a new leader contact, a support ticket, and then whatever fields you have us collecting would also be pushed over. It really helps to just stop the excess work, if you will. Again, that streamline of we can send that email or text message over, but instead of having someone from your team go input that information, it's more of that automation to help save you some time. Another thing I wanted to note on this as well, some people opt to not do the CRM integration. I know some tools that you guys are using, you might have a ticketing system that's like an open URL. So some of our clients, they do just share a link with us. The agents are able to fill that out if you prefer that format.
Thanks, Jack. Perfect.
All right, and then we have something lovely to share here. So Daniel with issue 53, he attended a webinar that Rita had hosted about 6 months ago, and he got started with us. So he was gracious enough to share his valuable time, share how Answer Connect has really made a positive impact on his organization. You'll see here, Answer Connect has absolutely made my business grow. There's no question. The ability to have someone answer the phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week has just been huge for my business. I can be in the middle of a meeting, see a call come in, and not get stressed because I know it's going to be answered appropriately. And Rita, I know we had talked about this before as well, that work-life balance. So all of these things are great, but at the same time as well, you know, you get a little bit of your time back and the business is still able to run its course. And then Jeff, we actually had marketing work with Daniel to create a video, just some marketing material for his business and our business. We have a quick 30-second clip. If you could share that, we'll just take a second to watch.
Sure. Just as I'm doing that, there's a question that's come in twice. Can you talk about where the calls are answered from? So are they answered by U.S. staff or overseas, or how does that work?
Yeah, we're a US-based company. We're a remote working platform. We've been that way since 2007. So our agents are based across 13 different states. We don't have a call center. So this is beautiful because if there is any type of weather-related issues or any kind of emergencies, nothing is shut down. Our team continues rolling because we're based across those 13 different states. We do have some rollover to Canada and the UK, but that's if we just have some overflow. Our operations team is really good about making sure that calls can be taken here in the US.
Great. All right. I'm going to go ahead and hit play here.
Answer Connect has absolutely made my business grow. There's no question. The ability to have someone answer the phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week has just been huge for my business. I can be in the middle of a meeting, see a call come in, and I'm not stressed because I know it's going to get answered and it's going to get answered appropriately.
Daniel, I hope you're in here. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. I know. I don't know if he's in here. I can't see who's in here, but
Oh,
yes, we
reading
do
your-
have live chat. Am I?
Sorry, no, you're not. Your screen share ended.
Oh, okay. Let me redo. Thanks. And I see somebody was asking about live chat. We do offer live chat. It's included in any package, and it is. Can you see my screen now, by the way, before I go on?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So that is included in any package that you're in. Your work again with the onboarding team, and it is a live agent taking those chats for you, and it'll work with scripting, much like the calls that we're taking for you. I just saw that pop up. I'm not really in the chat, so if there's others.
Yeah, I was going to comment that I know Randall Garcia, it sounds like Randall, I'm sorry, Ramon Garcia was in here. I think Ramon works with you. He said, we love the live recording, just as
Thanks, Ramon.
Jack was going through that before.
Yeah. In the mobile application or in any of the messages that we send over, if you have those call recordings enabled, you guys are going to be able to hear that recording. And I see here that, well, actually, there was a follow-up question on the chat. So the live chat, yes, it works the same as the live answer. If our agents are on a live chat, then that timer is going to be running. It is going to be using your minutes together.
Great. Another question that's on here, just real quick, since we have them. Ofer was asking, how are spam and sales calls handled? 99% of all incoming calls to us seem to be spam or sales calls, so it's likely 99% of the monthly cost would go towards these calls. But how do you handle that?
We have a couple things in place. So first and foremost, those spam recorded calls, our agents are trained to disconnect on those immediately. So your first 30 calls under 30 seconds each month are not going to be billable to you. Now, those live sales calls or those, trash calls that you guys might be receiving, we don't want to accidentally hang up on what could be potential business for you. So once identified, a lot of our clients will opt to have a call type in their script that is just for solicitors. We're pretty good at recognizing those. If someone calls and they say, can I speak with the business owner? Or this is so-and-so from this company, who is my point of contact kind of thing. So we'll put that solicitor call type in your script there. Once that's been identified, the agents more often than not in the script will say, we're not interested, please remove us from your list, and then politely disconnect. That's really our best way to be able to sort of keep the minute usage on those minimal.
Oh, great. And Oprah was saying, awesome, thank you.
Of course.
Thanks, Jack. Beautiful. And thanks to Ramon and David for giving a shout out to Answer Connect. I'm kind of going through the chats right now, so we appreciate that. We promise we did not pay them to do that. So
yeah.
Your M&Ms are in the mail. No, I'm just kidding. So let me move on here. Give me one moment. So we're proud to support these companies that have chosen to use Answer Connect. Of course, we don't have all of the people that are using our service from the MSP side, or from TMT, I should say. So we are so grateful. There are many, many more that, but these are the ones that we were able to get a hold of. So, Blue Arch, Divergence, Elite IT, Ironside IT Partners, New West Technology Solutions, American Frontier, Broadmax Networks, JDC Tech, and York Computer. So I know we're super happy. We love, we love partnering with all of you. We love that TMT has given us this opportunity, but we really love that you can see that we can showcase what we can do and help you with. So I think that's what we're most proud of. We're proud of our team that we can provide all of those services. So to these people in particular, thank you for supporting us. If any of you are here to hear that.
Yeah, absolutely. This is MSPs have really been a great industry to work with. Again, no matter what level you're on in terms of your business, if you're just starting out or if you've been around a while, you guys really are ideal candidates for services like this if you're going to be serious about your business growth and keeping that human connection.
And I see a question in here from Patrick, if I can just answer that. Does Answer Connect use teams assigned to specific customers, or will every call be answered by someone completely different? It is the latter, Patrick. We have over 1,000 shared agents that take calls at any given time. So to be very transparent, the chance of the same agent taking a call for you is probably less than zero. But this is why that scripting is so important. These agents are trained to specifically be able to read those scripts without sounding like a bot. And again, they are following that script of what they're asking. If they're transferring over to a certain person, maybe that's on call, whatever questions you need them to ask. As Jack pointed out, even filling out a web form that you might get if you don't have a CRM. So I hope I answered that question for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this question does come up a lot. As Rita said, it's shared agents. So our agents aren't getting training on any one specific client or account. Our training is more geared towards the soft skills and the technical skills of, if they are being energetic and friendly and professional on your calls. But again, on the technical side, that they are identifying the appropriate call type and following the appropriate instructions and scripting.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Okay.
And then we have a little surprise at the end. All right. So for all of our viewers today, we are offering a special promotion or a special low cost little trial here. If you're signing up, we do have our best value plan. It's the most common package we see. Even if you are a lower volume, this is a really great starting point. And again, we are scalable. So we're offering that 300-minute package for $10 a month for your first 3 months of service. And we are a prepaid service. So this is a really great intro offer for you to really gauge if this is a need of your business, what your actual call volume looks like so that you can get into the right plan and see if it's ultimately just a fit. We're not a contract company. There's no cancellation fees. So this is a really good starting point for anybody who is interested in giving the services a try to see if they're good for you.
Yeah, I mean, it really is a great way. It is something that we have really enjoyed sharing with the TMT members and community. I think that most of the people who have started with that really enjoy it. Listen, we just talked about that. What was it, 38,000 a year or something like that to hire a receptionist? I mean, you're paying $30 for 3 months. I don't think you can hire anyone, not your mother, grandmother, father, husband, son, child, uncle, dog, anybody to work for you, answer those calls 24/7 for $30 for 3 months. So we're no contract company. I know we talk about this a lot. Jack and I kind of go over this when we're at events, and we just kind of say, I mean, they're walking by us, they're coming to talk to us. They know nothing about us. Why would they give us their business? I mean, literally, this is their baby. And why would they choose to give it to us? So we get it. We understand it. But we have great confidence in our service. We are human at the end of the day. So, things can happen, but we have a great team of client service people that will always be very responsive to anything, any concerns that you might have about the service.
Hey, Rita, how do they sign up for that offer?
Oh, God, there's not a QR code. Oh, I'm so glad that we went through all this and then didn't have that. Lovely.
Well, the next slide does have contact information, but also we'll be emailing this out to registrants so that you guys will have direct access. But of course, if you have specific questions or if you just want to speak with us prior to, feel free to reach out to either of us. I see somebody had asked as well for Canada. We do. So you would be able to do that. And Patrick, yes, the service is month to month. So we'll get that out to you. Rita, yeah, go ahead, Rita.
I'm sorry, because somebody commented on my dog answering the call. I don't know why I thought that. I don't know why I thought that was funny. I'm
You love
glad that
dogs.
I know. I'm glad y'all got my sense of humor, hopefully. But anyway. Yeah, Nimmer, I think I'm saying that right. So after the 3 months, we do have a smaller package, which many of the MSPs choose to go into. It's a 50-minute plan for $150 a month. You are welcome to move into that. You're not locked into this plan. This just happens to be the plan that our marketing team has made that offer on. Gives you a great period of time to kind of gauge your call volume. So at before the end of the 3 months, I always just say mark your calendar as a reminder because we don't change any plans for you. It has to come from you, but you can always call our client service team who, guess what, is here 24/7 with a live person answering your calls, and they can help you make that change. So it's very easy.
Todd said my dog is for hire. Hired.
I love that.
And as we send these links out, just keep in mind, I think, those firewalls, a lot of you have those firewalls up. We end up in spam a lot. So if you don't run into it, again, feel free to give us a call if you're taking a screen cap of this page here with our contact information, but we will get those sent out. Check your spam. And let's see here. Randall asked, how is the chat integrated on the website? So we have coding that we can share with you. It is customizable. Our team can help you set it up, or you can set it up on your website so that you can sort of play around with the branding.
I love how everybody's saying, we can help you fix your spam. No,
Help
you
us.
fix your spam.
Help
No, you
us.
fix your spam. Calls that come from vendors, yes, it does go against those minutes, but as Jack was talking about the 30 calls under 30 seconds, we do reset that each billing cycle. So, anything after that, we do charge for that. I feel like I read somewhere if the chat, the minutes do come off of your the chat minutes do come off of your plan as well. That's how we bill you, is by the minute. I will also say we typically cut off the chats after 10 minutes to stop billing. So if somebody's, we get chats as well. So somebody will just start chatting us and then they just, I don't know, what are you doing on that chat? You just walk away and then they'll come back and say like, oh, I forgot that I had you on chat. So so to avoid that, in our case, for Answer Connect on our team, we cut that off at 2 minutes. So if they don't respond to us in 2 minutes, we disconnect the chat. You would have to let us know when that cutoff time is. But to answer the question, that the chat minutes come off of your minutes.
And you've got the option too of if someone doesn't want the chat on their website, they can just do the phone calls, correct?
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's just part of any plan
Sure.
that we have. And I think somebody was also talking about call recordings. We can record the calls at no additional charge. You're able to see those in that mobile app that Jack talked about. There's a portal that you can get into. You can also listen to the messages there. You can also respond in the portal, for any type of feedback that you may have for our team. And again, as I mentioned, our team's very responsive to any concerns that you may have. Or if you have something good you want to say about the agent, we love that as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, there was just another one that was a follow-up about the vendor calls, cutting it off in under 30 minutes. It sounds like a lot of times it's really attempted to, if possible, with it. Sometimes they try to be salespeople calling in of a vendor call can be tricky on that. Sometimes it's very noticeable and maybe under that 30 minutes, I'm sure, Neimer, but other times you don't want to be rude to someone that might actually be someone that's that was actually meant to be calling
Yeah.
there. And so it sounds like the team does a great balance of that, of not cutting people off, but it's not intentionally kind of drawing out those calls with the time of sticking on there with those. Now, I posted it up there for everyone. I think we probably got everyone that wanted to. If you haven't, I'll leave it up for a few more seconds. Just a poll, and that was posted up by myself, of how interested are you. This just gives a good opportunity for you. It gives us feedback for those that are on the call on interest. You guys have great interest, Rita, on this, and we'll get you everyone. So if you did put on there that you like what you're seeing and would like to get more information, we'll be passing that over to Rita and Jacqueline. And then I know there's a handful of you also that said, hey, I want to sign up. And so Rita, we'll get you that information as well there with the $10 free trial to be able to get started. And can you remind us, maybe go back to one slide, how many for the $30 for 3 months, how many minutes does that come with?
Yeah, so that's going to be on our 300-minute package. And the 300-minute package is typically going to be best for a business that's receiving anywhere between 5 to 7 calls per day if we're spending an average of 2 minutes per call. That's what we see across the board. Of course, that's very dependent on how you have your script set up. If you have a more robust script, or if you have us taking down a lot of information, those are going to be a little bit longer. And again, we recognize that in the IT space, there's a lot of more email communications happening, so there tends to be a lower volume. After the 3 months is up, moving down to something like a 50-minute plan, which is going to be better for somebody who needs coverage for like 1 a day.
All right. Excellent. And that is 300 minutes per month.
Correct.
I sent that over. Yeah. So someone had just clarified that. How about on that? I know you're working with quite a few MSPs. With that setup and the call flow, Keith was asking, do you have the ability to kind of speed up that process by setting it up similar to what other MSPs are doing, or do you leverage that knowledge?
Am I understand the question, like for setups for someone who signs up?
Theirs, since you're working with quite a few other MSPs, do you leverage that in setting it up, kind of what you've seen of some of the best practices, or is it all from scratch?
So it can be a little bit of both, but yes, I would say that first of all, we can get you set up within 24 to 48 hours. Again, we're pretty proud of that. Most of your onboarding can take up to an hour, but our team is always very very cognizant of your time. So we really try to make that a lot quicker. They are familiar working with these MSPs. So yes, we can definitely cut that time down. However, they still need to go through onboarding. So even if we've already got the scripting, you send us a script, or we're using a script that TMT suggests, or whatever it might be, the team still will need to meet with you just because they want to go over portal. They just kind of want to go over all the details and make sure they have that. But I promise you that they're very efficient and considerate of the time. And we have setups 24/7. Oh, excuse me. I don't mean 24/7. Whoa. 7 days a week, I meant to say. The team's going, whoa, 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 whoa. But we have a really strong schedule. And again, they can get set up between 24 and 48 hours. Again, something we're very proud of with our team.
Yeah. Don't be afraid of the setup process. Ultimately, what you can expect is once you sign up for service through the promo link, we reach out to you so that we can schedule you for that onboarding appointment. We try to do the onboarding either same day, if not the day after. And of course, knowing your industry, we'll have some sort of template already up in place. When you join the setup specialist for a screen share, they'll share that screen, they'll share that template with you, and then you, as their collaborator, would remove, add whatever it is that you would like in there. You'll help them with the distribution list. If you're setting up a CRM integration, they'll do that with you there as well. And like Rita said, it's typically an hour or less.
I'm trying to answer a lot of these questions in the question and answer. So if I've missed some of them, I think some of this we have gone through in the call, so I haven't answered that. And then just really quick, is that 150 a month, regardless of how many or how little calls you get? The answer is yes. It's for 50 minutes. We always notify you on any plan. If you're at 80% of your plan, 100% of your plan, you can either pay the permitted overages or move into a different plan if you need to. And the minutes do not roll over. I'm sure somebody's going to ask that. But I feel like I've answered all of the questions that I've seen. I hope. Yeah. But we're very thankful to all of you that have spent the time here, stayed here with us. We hope we get to contact you. Those of you who are with us, cheering us on, we appreciate you. Jeff, we're always very grateful to you. You're always such a great host. I love doing these webinars with you, but we are very thankful to the TMT community as well. And we do appreciate every minute that you've shared with us today.
Excellent. Thanks so much. Thanks everyone for being on here today, and look forward to our next MSP Success call. And Rita, look forward to seeing you at TMT's boot camp here in just
We can't wait. We
Yeah,
can't wait.
Nashville.
All right. Thanks
We'll
all.
see you. Thank you
Thank
all.
you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.